Hey everybody, James M. here. I want to share with you the story of the boy who feared and resented his neighbor. And this is a great story for us to understand the power of the stories we tell ourselves and how a once empowering story can become disempowering and can keep us from the very things that we want in life. Great relationships, wealth, abundance, happiness, joy, freedom, peace. So the boy grew up next to this neighbor, and this neighbor was the type of person who was friendly on the outside. When you got in close and got to know the neighbor, they were mean. We all know somebody like this, right? So the boy felt fear when he would see the neighbor. Anytime he would have to interact or go out in his front yard and the neighbor was out in his front yard, he'd feel this feeling of anxiety and fear. And as he grew older, the boy would cover that fear with aggression, making up mind stories that the person was bad or the neighbor was this or that, to be feared, dangerous. And he would make judgments about this neighbor. This neighbor he's a mean old man. And then he would maybe even start to taunt the neighbor as he's riding by on his bike, or do things to teepee the neighbor's house, or whatever he would do to cover that fear, to be courageous, to engage with his enemy. And then that was empowering to him at a stage in his life. So the boy grew older and he began to come across people who looked like this neighbor, people who had the same jaw structure maybe, or the same beard, or maybe they just had a sense, they walked like the neighbor walked. And he would attach this story to those people. They were an enemy. They were someone to be feared, someone that he should attack or taunt or stay away from. And as time went by, he came across more and more people like this and attached that story to them. And then he came across a man who looked like the neighbor, but was very different on the inside. And that man had wisdom that he wanted to give the boy. He had wisdom about how to develop wealth. And he wanted to bring the boy along. Come with me and follow me and do what I do. And I can show you how to have a truly abundant life, how to provide for your family in a way that you never imagined. But the boy had this story in his mind, and he couldn't accept the invitation because in his mind, that person was bad. That person was dangerous. That person was not to be feared. And this resentment that he carried for his neighbor suddenly became the very thing that was holding him back from having the life that he dreamed to have, to provide for his family in ways that he had never imagined, to have freedom and free time. And he gave up that opportunity because he cherished and treasured his resentment more than he cherished and treasured his dream. So the question that we have to ask ourselves is, how are we doing this right now? How are we the boy who feared and resented his neighbor? What stories are we attaching to the people, the things, the situations in our lives that are creating less happiness, less abundance? And then how can we let those things go? How can we let go of those stories? So how we let those things go will be in the processing triggers videos. You can look in all of those videos, the reframing exercise videos. That's how we let these things go. But we first have to see them. So we have to raise our level of awareness. So write it down. Write how you do this. Think it through in your mind. Make a list of 3, 5, 10 ways that you do this. And then get to it. One day at a time. All right, thanks for listening. Good luck.